Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, boys and girls, depending on where you are around the freaking world. And I really hope everyone's having a blessed day. Most importantly, everyone is staying strong throughout these tough times, especially in the UK, considering the UK has now been announced the country with the highest cases. Wow. But with that being said, boys and girls, yes, we are back again with another freaking video. And obviously today we'll be tackling Learning to Be Fearless and the reasons why I believe she's been able to gain the weight over the last couple of years. But of course, boys and girls, before we get into it, please make sure you begin by hitting that freaking subscribe button. So close to 10k subscribers. And at the same damn time, please make sure you smashing the like button, commenting throughout, and of course, sharing the video at the end. But with that being said, boys and girls, let's not waste too much more time, okay? Now I'm going to tell you a short little story, boys and girls, to take about 30 seconds, okay, of how I got to this video. So, I was DM'd on Twitter, and someone said to me, Maddie, I don't believe that I've ever seen Alex eating veg with her meals. So therefore, she was like, can you please look into this? So therefore, I did what I did. I looked into this. I looked into the situation at hand. And you know what I did? I went over to her YouTube page, and I just jumped straight over to, the playlist that is named WW, the two most destructive the two most destructive letters to Alex's life. And that's something that we're going to get down to. Now, obviously, while I was going through this playlist, it's only about 7 videos, okay? And as I was going through this playlist, boys and girls, I came across a specific video. And it's crazy because this is the video that I'd seen before, but I never processed it how I processed it now. And that video itself is titled, How to Start on Weight Watchers, WW for Beginners. So therefore, boys and girls, we are at that minute that we're going to obviously speak about. Okay, now the minute here is the moment in time in the video when she explains how WW works and which one that she likes to do the most. But of course, boys and girls, it's not just going to be WW, it's going to be the reason why she obviously gained the weight. But of course, we're going to begin here, okay, boys and girls. But one thing that I am going to say, just to answer the question about, does Alex actually have veg? Absolutely, she does. I mean, in these videos, I've only seen her veg once, and that was broccoli. But when I went over to her Instagram page, the one I'm not blocked on just yet, obviously, as you can see here in the captions, obviously here, there's some little bit of veg above my head, okay, boys and girls. And obviously down here, as you can see down, it's a pickle, but we'll count it, you know what I mean? And obviously as we go down, a lot of snacks here. Obviously you got the greens here, okay, you got the cucumbers here. So it's evident that she definitely does have veg. So that cancels out that point itself in particular, but that's fine. But don't worry, you boys and girls, we will be coming back to the Instagram, believe me. But with that being said, let's watch this little bit here so we can get down to the juice.
What the heck are the difference between the plans? So there are 3 WW plan options. There is purple, blue, and green, and that kind of goes...
Just so you know, boys and girls, the thing that we're looking for here is the point when she talks about the one that she picks.
In the order from like the most flexible or the most 0-point foods to the least, but I'm going to break them down for you. So starting with purple, they have 300 plus 0-point foods. It includes potatoes, whole grain rice and pasta. The thing is, if you kind of struggle with overeating carbs, this might not be the best plan for you. Okay, my guide. So because it has so many 0-point food options, it starts with a smaller daily smart point allowance. So on WW, you are given a certain amount of smart points every single day, and that will be individually calculated based on your height, your weight, goals, and age, things like that. But the very minimum amount of points that you can get on purple, as I said, is 16. So it feels a little bit low, but that's because there are so many, the highest amount of 0-point food options. The next one is the plan that I am on, and I really, really love it. And I find that a lot of people I follow on their WW journeys online are also on blue. I love the blue plan so much. It's kind of like a nice little middle ground. So this is actually similar to their freestyle plan.
Middle ground.
They kind of renamed it there. So this has 200 plus 0-point foods, and it's mainly just fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins, some beans as well. I find that there's...
Which I think, when we look at the things that she's had, I wouldn't say they really contained what she just said, but let's continue.
There's a really solid amount of 0-point foods. Like, I love if I feel like I want to go out to lunch with my friends and like eat something that's not fabulous, but it tastes fabulous, but it has a lot of points. You know, for dinner, I can make myself a really low or even 0 point meal with like some grilled chicken and some sauteed vegetables. You know, there's always something you can eat. Like, you can never just not eat. And that is crucial for me because if I'm hungry, like, I want to eat. It's kind of like the perfect balance of freedom and accountability. Like, it's a really nice middle.
Two key words there, boys and girls: freedom and accountability. Well, I mean, the freedom we can see, you know, and I don't mean that in a harsh way, but I'm saying we can see what the freedom has done to you. The accountability, ho, 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 ho. I don't believe I would use that name in the same or that term in the same sentence as yourself personally. You know what I mean? Because if accountability was something that you was something that you lived by, considering if fearless is something that you live by, then I guess we wouldn't be here right now, would we? And you wouldn't be blocking people. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about just people in general. And I've seen some of the reply that she gives to some of the people when she doesn't like what they have to say, which is interesting because it will get down to the post that she did upload today that we will be talking about shortly. But let's just continue for the time being.
Ground. Not trying to sound biased, but that's the best plan for me personally. So the minimum smart points for this is 23. So I'm pretty heavy. I get 40 points a day. And then you also, side note, get weekly points. So you get some weekly bonus points.
Just so you know why I did this. Sorry, boys and girls, because I know I'm in the way. Let me get out of the way. Get out of the way. Okay, whatever, shut up. Watch carefully.
You also, side note, get weekly points. So you get some weekly bonus points as well, which I always save for date night. I get an extra 40 points a week as well. So you can kind of either sprinkle those throughout your week, use them all in one sitting if you want. They're your bonus weekly points. You can have rollover points.
Just saying. She says it's something you can use in one sitting, all that kind of stuff, right? Okay. No problem. But I just want to show you something real quick. Just listen.
I'm able to eat healthy, but when I'm in a bad mental state, I find it almost impossible. So I totally get that. And I definitely think I struggle with like emotional eating. I definitely have had issues with binging like most of my life. And I always treated food as an emotional escape, as comfort for me. Like when I was a kid, I think a lot of it had to do with like my dad feeling like abandoned by my father. And like we always had a snack basket at our house, and my mom kept on top of the fridge, and I'd have a treat after school, like a big treat. I always snuck those. When I would turn 16, I would go to the Dollar Tree and like buy a bunch of snacks and like hide them under my bed because I could drive. Like I always ate for comfort, always. Like
hide them underneath her bed.
Back when Yara and I first got together and he'd go to military drill one weekend every month, I would binge like the whole weekend because I'd be so anxious about him not being there. And
so obviously that's another reason why she's obviously gained the weight, because she did say in the video we've just seen just now is that she'll have extra points for the date night, but clearly that date night wasn't enough. Obviously she had, extra meals when y'all wasn't even there too, you know what I mean, okay? And this is the thing. We talk about accountability. It's nice to see that she's taking accountability in this little post here, but to be honest with you, let's be honest, boys and girls. When it comes to Alex and accountability is something she does whenever she sees fit. In fact, accountability is only something that she does mostly whenever she's been put in a corner by people who have been pressuring on her comment section, or people that have been doing reactions to her and being calling out for her, her nonsense behavior. So it is quite interesting how she does go about this whole accountability. And listen, it's nice for her to be open. Do you know what I mean? You want someone to be open, absolutely. But does she live by this accountability? Well, I'm sure you boys and girls can figure that out. But let's return to this video for the time being.
Points if you don't use them all. It's pretty great. So I go on date night with my husband every Thursday, so I always save my points for that night because,
including the drill nights,
I might want a margarita or some dessert or, to eat some nachos. So I love that I can use my weeklies when I want to. That is on all plans. And
weeklies when she wants to. Now, listen, boys and girls. You see this video here that I showed you? This video here is in June the 7th, 2020, okay? This video, on the other hand, was uploaded on July 2020. So therefore, that means, she's obviously not taking full accountability in this video when she talks about, the situation of her having extra points saved up for date night, when clearly this whole time there was also drill night. accountability not being taken. Just saying. So with that being said, boys and girls, okay, obviously that's what she had to say here in this term here. Now, of course, I then had to look into this food. Like I said before, I had to look into the fact that what type of meals is she having, And one thing that I noticed between her meals that she has, let me just mute this, we don't need to see it, okay, or hear it, is the food that she has on Weight Watchers is very interesting. WW, sorry, okay? The two most destructive letters to her life is that I've noticed a lot of the things that she has, not all the time, but throughout these videos that she does here. Hold on a minute, I think I picked the wrong one. Oh wait. Okay, I'm in the wrong video. It doesn't matter. Either way, I've noticed there's a recurring behavior when it comes to there is a recurring behavior when it comes to processed food, especially processed chicken. It's something that she has very, very often, and it makes me worry because anything that she has that is a part of the Weight Watchers plan seems to be more processed than it is fresh. But again, either way, it doesn't matter whether it's processed fresh, because what matters in the end is how she cooks it. But again, boys and girls, I'm not gonna question what she eats when she's doing a Weight Watchers thing. What I'm gonna question is the fact that there is no accountability to the extra meals that she has on date night as well as drill night. And she spoke about when she was younger, she used to put stuff underneath the bed. We don't know that till now. She may still do that now. Who knows? But again, this all comes down to accountability. And if she's not going to if she's not going to take accountability, not to us, but if she doesn't take accountability to her own actions realistically and actually act on those accountability actions of hers, then maybe she wouldn't be in this state here and she'd be in a much better situation. Okay, boys and girls. But of course, there is also the emotional side of things, which does make sense because some people may say that she put on most of the weight after her first breakup with Alan. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, she was away from me for around about a year, I believe. And obviously, within that timeline till now as well, she was obviously, she has gained a certain amount of weight, which obviously hasn't been good for her, which goes back down to her talking about the emotional side of her eating.
Like going through therapy and really learning, like a lot of my emotional eating stems from my abandonment issues and from fear of being alone and like that anxiety that comes with me like the second I'm alone. And like I do think having that last year before Yara and I got together to like really focus on myself and focus on being really uncomfortable alone helped me get to a comfortable point being alone. That's me personally. I definitely still struggle sometimes with wanting to eat for comfort when I'm stressed, when I'm sad, when I feel lonely, but I have kind of fulfilled my life in other ways and like worked on that internal damage, and I don't feel the need or want to eat emotionally so much anymore. But I definitely still struggle, and I think it will be a struggle for me probably forever, but that's something I've accepted. And like right now I just want to work on my health. I want to have babies in a couple years.
She speaks about wanting to have babies in a couple years, but yet prior to this saying that, let's just rewind.
Or want to eat emotionally so much anymore. But I definitely still struggle, and I think it will be a struggle for me probably forever, but that's something I've accepted. And like right now I just want to work on my health. I want to have babies in a couple years.
So she's accepted that she's probably going to binge eat, and have excess amount of food for the rest of her life, but yet she still wants to have children. This is the thing, in my eyes, once you accept that you are something, that is the moment in time you can turn it around. That is the moment in time you now have the power to actually defeat it, if anything, depending on what it is that you had to accept. In this situation here, she has that power. And to be fair, it's just fascinating because this is obviously back in June 2020. She talks about this whole children's situation, and to be fair, the fact that she spoke about the absence of a father, and she talks about obviously the neglect, it does make sense, why some people have conspiracies out there that she is just looking to be with anyone that can obviously give her that comfort and give her the children. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's why one of the reasons why people have questioned her relationship in terms of with Yar, but that's not the topic of today, so we'll leave that alone for today, but either way, if she's looking to have children, then what is her rock bottom? What is her moment in time where she says, what, I actually have to take my weight seriously. I actually have to go off and, lose the weight that I need to lose, so when I'm ready to have a child with Yar, I'll be nice and healthy. And this is the thing that I don't like about some of these YouTubers, they talk about these dreams, aspirations, or they talk about whatever they talk about. But then you think to yourself, so what's your rock bottom then? If you want children, then you'd help yourself now. But either way, boys and girls, we're now going to head over to the most interesting. Now, this is where we're going to finish off the video. Ooh. Okay, so she came out of a post today, literally 42 minutes ago, boys and girls. Hi, loves. Hi, lovely. I see you in red. Don't think I see you in red now. Okay, stop. Guys, calm down. Anyway, hi loves. I quickly want to touch on this. I am following WW Blue program, as we've obviously discovered. And we've obviously discovered, from my opinion, that this Blue program, or just WW program, it seems as if it has too many loopholes for her to abuse. You know, date night, drill night, any other night. But let's continue. I did not create the program or point system. That is very true. But it doesn't mean that she has to continue following WW. There are other weight loss solutions out there. There are other healthy eating solutions out there. So to be honest with you, she may not create the program or the system points, but it doesn't mean that she has to stick with it. But let's continue. Getting comments every day asking how is something X amount of points when it has X amount of calories is exhausting. Of course it's exhausting. I can imagine that, you know. Let's continue. It's simply the system. It's simply the system. If you want more info, feel free to Google it. Not everything is about just calories, but macros. Okay. I am more than happy to educate on the program with genuine questions, but not when receiving judgy commentary on when I share the points of things. We are a community here to lift each other up and support one another's health journeys and encourage. If you cannot do that, kindly unfollow. Maybe my content is not for you, isn't for you. So let's just go back up to the top here, boys and girls, okay? So the first thing we've already discovered is that, she doesn't create the program. She doesn't create the point system. But at the same time, she doesn't have to do it. So she can go elsewhere that's going to be more beneficial for her, because it is proven that over the years of her being a part of the WW, there's been lack of improvements. So if it is myself now, I'd be looking to go elsewhere. There are so many options out there. And to be fair, she has spoke about the whole PT thing, and whatnot. So, yeah. Then obviously, let's move on to the next point that we're going to touch here, okay, boys and girls. She talks about the comments being exhausting. Of course you're going to get those comments, because if people who have been in the same journey as you or are in the same journey as you, but they're doing well, if they see that you're having a certain amount of calories and X, Y, Z, of course they're going to be like, wait, hold on, Alex. I don't know if your diet is something that you should actually be following, because it doesn't look proper to me. Because people are allowed to have their opinion. Why not? Especially if they're going through the same journey. Or especially if they know their knowledge on the amount of calories that you are having, or macros as well, But anyway, let's continue. I mean, I love this part here. Feel free to Google it. But here's the thing: she says feel free to Google it, but then ends the statement with "you can unfollow me though." So you're telling me, okay, whatever. We move. And then obviously, she comes out with the statement: "I'm more than happy to educate." On the program with genuine questions, but not when receiving judging commentary. When I share the points of things. Okay, we are a community to live. Okay, this is the best one. We are a community. Oh no! Hold on a minute. We are fearless, boys and girls. Okay, let's say it properly. Okay, we are a community here to lift up each other, support one another's health journeys, and encourage. If you can't do that, kindly unfollow. Maybe my content isn't for you. Well, Alex, that is fascinating, because what community are you talking about? Well, the fearless one, right? How can there be a community when the fearless leader, the one only fearless leader, is not leading by example? The fearless leader in recent terms has shown herself to be very less fearless. And most importantly, you talk about we lift up each other. Let's be honest. I think you mean that you only want people to be around your channel who's going to uplift you. Because when it's down and dirty and the people on your channel are telling you that what you're doing isn't working for them, what do? You block them. You don't consult them. You don't say to them, oh, okay. I'm sorry that what I'm doing isn't working for you, but maybe you can try something else. Do you try and consult them and give them different options? Absolutely not. In fact, the fearless leader, I'm so sorry, guys. The less fearless leader decides to block people. These people that apparently she will lift up together and support. No, the lift up and support you're talking about is the lift up and support you get from the people that are basically your enablers. The people that are, just can't see through what's happening here with you. Whether or not you are a manipulator, regardless, either way, your health is still on the line. And those people that, uplift you, support you, and you don't do anything back to them, but still, really, they still follow you. Those are the people who are helping you to to a more possible position of actually not maybe having a child, because if you continue and wait, how are you gonna? I mean, listen, you can have a child regardless. Listen, weight isn't always a thing. You can still have one. Do you know what I mean? Let's not get it twisted, yeah. But at the end of the day, while you're looking for these uplifting, lift each other and support each other's health journeys and encourage each other, keep it 100. You don't encourage no one. You say you do, but you don't. Because when somebody tells you that that they've tried to do what you have done and it's not working out for them, you don't encourage them to try and do something else. You don't try and push them forward. You block them. Or you come back with a smart ass comment. No one wants to hear those comments, Alex. Okay? So while you're talking about your high horse of we are a community here to lift up each other, no. You are the community alone, and everyone else around you is a minion who's uplifting you closer and closer to the journey of where you may just fall seriously ill. And then that's where you look at us people. Someone like myself and the people are part of the channel, well, my donuts, as I say, the concerned donuts, okay? We are the kind of people who are actually trying to help you get to a better goal within your life. A better goal of where you can be in a more healthier state when you and your husband do decide to have children. And most importantly, we're here to not only open up your eyes, but open up the eyes of the people that follow you anyway, and the way they do. But nonetheless, boys and girls, let me stop there, okay? Let me stop there. Otherwise, I'll be going around in a circle. I know that's what I do. And I really hope I haven't said, you know what I mean, too much today. I've been trying so hard. If I have, then But end of the day, boys and girls, you give me your opinion on this situation itself at hand. Okay, give me your opinion here. Okay, because at the end of the day, for me, I've done the research that I needed to do, and from the research that I have seen, the research that I've taken this is how I'm going to finalize this video. When it comes to Alex, WW is definitely not her best friend. Hence the reason why I say WW is the most destructive destructive letters to her, because since she's been a part of it, she's been able to abuse the loopholes that she has in the Blue program. And most importantly, she has other options in life to not even be a part of it. You know, she can go and do other things. But of course, she chooses to stay with them. Why? Because it has loopholes. And she likes loopholes. Why? Because she wants to eat. Is that a problem? Absolutely not. But is her health on the line? Absolutely. So if anything, if I was her, I'd move away from WW. But most importantly, I wouldn't come out with a comment saying that we support each other in the community of Fearless. Because at the end of the day, there is no community. You are the community. You're the only person a part of the community. Because when any one of these people try and combine you ignore them or you delete them. And the only time you actually acknowledge them is if they say to you, "Hey Alex, I've been following your plan and it's working amazingly for me. Thank you so much for motivating me and inspiring me." Which is fantastic. It really is. But it doesn't mean you only have to respond to them. Still respond to the others as well. You are an influencer, right? If you're not, then wait. I mean, you are an influencer, because if you're not an influencer, then just like you said at the end of this statement here, if you can't take that content, kindly unfollow. Well, if you don't want to be an influencer, which you are, then maybe you can kindly come off the internet. All problems are solved then, right? But of course, we know the people are not going to unkindly follow you because, well, I guess they want to know what's happening. And at the same time, we know you're not going to come off the internet because that's your dollar. Sponsor. But with that being said, boys and girls, you give me your opinion on everything that I had to say today. If I forgot anything, please let me know. If I missed anything out, let me know. And if I said a few things incorrectly, please let me know, okay? And we'll talk about it in the comment section, as we always do. And Alex, my donuts are waiting for your minions. Oh man, I just whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's bounce. We are done and out, boys and girls. Peace.